Yes, good evening everyone. Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. This is DTRS session, daily Takkar Rapid Series. So we are discussing daily 10 quality MCQs based on the current affairs of the day. So yesterday we could not have the session, so today we are covering 20 MCQs. So yes, there can be some, let's say, lag. So we are covering the, let's say, whatever the pending lectures are there. So yesterday's and today's combined 20 MCQs we will discuss today, and the lead topic for today is what is Goldene. Okay, so this word, this term was in news recently, right? So we will discuss the first MCQ on this topic and other 19 different MCQs on different topics. But before that, a small announcement related to Panchasutra All India Prelims mock test at Lukmaan IAS. Okay, so these Panchasutra tests are designed with the MCQs which are best of best MCQs, and these are framed by the faculties themselves at Lukmaan IAS. Already two tests have Okay, yes. So if you have not registered yet, you can register now itself. You can check the quality of paper first and second test, which is available at Lukmaan IAS YouTube channel discussion. तो डिस्कशन के डिस्क्रिप्शन में आप देखोगे क्वेश्चन पेपर्स आर ऑल्सो अवेलेबल, एक्सप्लेनेशंस आर ऑल्सो अवेलेबल विद आंसर की. So you can see the quality of papers and thereafter you can register. So it is completely free of cost. Okay, so you can give these AI PMTs that you may be solving now just before the prelims examination. Okay, now let's talk about today's quotation. Daily we are also discussing one quotation which is helping us to prepare for our mains examination papers like essay and ethics paper. Today's quotation is, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Winston Churchill. Okay, so what he is trying to communicate or convey through this quotation, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. We know about the courage. It is very important virtue. It reflects the character of the person. One of the virtue given by Aristotle in virtue ethics to show the strong character of the person. Okay, strong character of the person. Now what is courage? Courage is basically whenever in a particular situation you find that something is wrong, something immoral, unethical is going on, and you should stand up in that situation to talk the right thing or do the right thing, तो उसको हम courage बोलते हैं. Okay, so this is virtue. I am not saying it is value. Why? Because it is, let's say, ingrained in the human being after practicing it for long period of time. Then it becomes virtue. Okay, so courage. Now courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. So first half is basically inbuilt in definition, but second half, courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Why he is saying like this? Because yes, when the person is having knowledge, information and even wisdom to understand what is right and wrong, despite of all these things, when the person is listening to others, this requires courage. Why? Because the person is trying to be humble, is trying to listen to the others' views. This is how Socrates also says about the knowledge, that the best knowledge that I have is I know nothing. ठीक है, तो वो जो person होता है, that the person is humble, that person is more, we can say, having wisdom. तो ये वाला चीज़ जो है, sit down and listen, so that is also very difficult, especially those people who are having shallow knowledge. जिसको बोलते हैं ना shallow knowledge जिनका होता है, वो बार बार उनका knowledge दिखाते रहता है. ठीक है, जैसे आपने कभी ग्रुप डिस्कशन अटेंड किया होगा. ग्रुप डिस्कशन में कुछ लोग होते हैं जो बार बार आपको इंटरप्ट करते रहता है. ठीक है, गलत वे से आपको डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं उनके व्यूज़ से. ठीक है, सो उनका नॉलेज से. नाउ दिस इज़ प्रॉब्लमैटिक एंड दिस इज़ नॉट गुड साइन ऑफ एनी, लेट्स से, wise person we can say. ठीक है, तो the wise person is always humble, that person is having very high level of humility and that person will sit down and listen to you. तो ये जो करेज वर्च्यू है तो ये हमेशा यही नहीं होती है कि स्टैंड अप एंड स्पीक, दिस इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ करेज वी कैन से. एंड व्हेन यू बिकम IAS IPS ऑफिसर you have something, let's say some kind of aura with you, the power with you, and that may make you more arrogant person, or let's say your ego may be hyped there because of, let's say your position, your authority, your powers, and you may miss this thing, listening to other people, this humbleness, humility, that should not happen even after becoming IAS officer or IPS officer, or let's say clearing this examination. ठीक है, okay, fine. Moving on, let's talk about now today's 20 MCQs. Let's discuss them one by one. So first MCQ, what should be the answer to this question? In the context of the term Goldene, consider the following statements, and we have to identify the correct statements here. Yes, online students, you can give the answers to these questions. Yes, it was in news. Why? Because the team of researchers at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai developed this, we can say one atom thick golden leaf. Okay, it is world's thinnest gold leaf. This is correct. Developed by CSIR, this is incorrect. It is developed by TIF, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. It can be used in carbon dioxide conversion, hydrogen generation, catalysis. So it can act as a catalyst. So this is the application part. Two statements are correct. So B is the correct answer. Such kind of developments in nanotechnology or material science, they are important for our prelims examination. Like graphene पे उन्होंने question पूछा था, right? So it is having several industrial applications. So it was a kind of revolutionary innovation. Now, how many of the above statements are correct regarding star Antares? ठीक है, तो ये जेस्ट जिसको स्टार बोलते हैं, basically it is the brightest star in the constellation of Scorpius. Yes, that is true we can say, and recently it was in news. Why? Because it was occulted by the moon. So जैसे the moon occults sun and we see the solar eclipse, in the same manner the moon occulted this particular star in the we can say galaxy and outside our solar system, and it was visible in certain parts of the world. Okay, not all over the globe. The same manner the solar eclipse is visible in a certain part of the world. So in the same manner this occultation of Antares is visible in certain part of the world, not all over the globe, and that's why answer would be A here. Okay, so yes, moving on, next question. Yes, this term was in news. What is it? FWD 200B. It was related to defense technology. Yes, recently a private defense company, नाम याद रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो जाती है बहुत सारे कंपनीज. A medium altitude long endurance capability unmanned combat aerial vehicle developed by India. Yes, but it is not developed by DRDO, it is developed by a private defense company. Okay, so it was in news recently. B is the correct answer, right? Now ये देखिए. Okay, now yes, carbon farming पे काफ़ी अच्छा आर्टिकल आया हुआ था द हिंदू में, and you may have read this. Carbon farming is the term used for combined, let's say, aspects of regenerative agriculture as well as mitigating the climate change and its impact on agriculture sector. Okay, again I am repeating, regenerative agriculture practices, and second is mitigation of climate change impact on agriculture sector. So how it can be done? Yes, carbon farming will include the regenerative agriculture practices like crop rotation is there, zero tillage is there, or we can say that the other practices like vertical farming is there, or including your organic farming, or we can say that zero budget natural farming. All these are regenerative farming practices, and it will help in restore ecosystem health, this is correct, improve agriculture productive, this is correct, enhance soil health, then mitigate the climate change. All these are objectives of, we can say, carbon farming. So this is the term, so remember this, D is the correct answer. Now, World Press Freedom Index 2024 was released recently by, with the, we can say, the Reporters Sans Frontier. This is basically Reporters Without Borders, the Paris based non-profit organization. ठीक है, तो it is an annual report published by Global Media Watchdog, this is correct. Now, socio-cultural and safety of journalists are among the 5 categories of index. What are the 5 categories? Let me enumerate them. Political freedom, legislative freedom, economic freedom, socio-cultural freedom, and safety of journalists. These are the 5 indicators used. Remember this. So this is correct. We can say Norway, Denmark have topped the World Press Freedom Index. This is correct. While India has remained the same position. This is not correct. India has gained 2 positions. India has gained 2 positions from 161. Now it has changed to 159, and its score has also improved. Its score has also improved. ठीक है, तो sorry, its score has worsened, not improved, we can say, but the index has improved. Why? Because the other countries, their score, they have dropped in that index, so that's why it was in news. India has improved in this particular index by 2 positions. ठीक है, so this is incorrect. First is correct, second is correct. Again, B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. ठीक है. Now, what about this? The new species, marine species of tardigrade. Tardigrade इनको क्या बोला जाता है? Microscopic, let's say bears भी बोला जाता है. तो एक तरीके के ये क्या है? Single celled marine animals होते हैं ज़्यादातर, and they are kind of, we can say, ancient animals. They can have, they are examples of extremophile. They can live in extreme environment. Extremophiles. Okay, such new species was discovered named Batylips chandrayani. ये चंद्रयानी नाम दिया गया था after Chandrayaan 3 moon mission of India. In which of the following state the species have been discovered? It is discovered in Tamil Nadu. ठीक है, it was discovered in Tamil Nadu. Yes, Aparna. So yes, try to mention the question number also in front of your answer. ठीक है, कौन से क्वेश्चन नंबर का आंसर क्या है वो आप वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन नंबर भी लिखिए, so that I can understand and tell you here. Now, with reference to Spice Board of India, consider the following statement. Spice Board. Why we are asking such questions on statutory bodies? See, we are trying to cover as much as statutory bodies, because UPSC has asked question on Tea Board of India in 2022. Last year also there was one question on one statutory body. ठीक है, तो maximum bodies we are covering from, let's say, prelims perspective. Spice Board of India was constituted in 1987 with the merger of Cardamom Board and Spices Export Promotion Council. This is correct. Now we know that spices, since ancient times, they are let's say mainstay of exports from Kerala. है ना, कहाँ से होता है एक्सपोर्ट ज़्यादातर स्पाइसेस का केरला से. So one can use that logic. It is not located, headquarter is not located in Tamil Nadu, it is located in Kochi, Kerala. ठीक है, केरला में है. Recently the Spice Board of India has mandated ethylene oxide testing for shipments to Singapore and Hong Kong. Ethylene oxide is basically used as pesticide. ठीक है, it is very harmful, it is used as a pesticide. In many countries they are actually denying the Indian products, agriculture products, because of such residue of this pesticide is being found. So this is correct, we can say. So only 2 statements are correct here. B is the correct answer. Very good, Aparna. So B is the correct answer for 7th one. Now moving on. Yes, how many of the above mentioned are the members of committee which recommends the name of Director of Enforcement Directorate? See, Enforcement Directorate is one of the enforcement agency in the country, and it works under the let's say overall control of Ministry of Finance. Now this Enforcement Directorate, Director of Enforcement Director is appointed on the recommendation of committee. This committee has head as CVC, Central Vigilance Commissioner, the other VCs, Vigilance Commissioners. Then thereafter there is, we can say, Revenue Secretary. There is a Revenue Secretary. Thereafter, let me tell you the other members also. Which are the other members in that committee? Yes, so Home Secretary and Secretary of DOPT. Home Secretary and Secretary of Department of Personnel Training. Okay, DOPT. All these are the members. CVC is, we can say, chairman. So you can see here CVC is there, Revenue Secretary is there, CJI or Leader of Opposition नहीं है. So answer would be B here. ठीक है, so 8 का आंसर क्या होगा? B होगा. Now moving on. Yes, this country was recently in news because the migrants or refugees in UK, they are being sent to this country under the voluntary scheme. This is the landlocked country located in East Africa. It shares its border with Tanzania, DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda and Burundi. So which country is being mentioned here? बहुत दिनों से न्यूज़ में है. You all know about this. ठीक है, तो कौन सी कंट्री में ये भेज रहे हैं asylum seekers को? Yes, they are sending them to Rwanda, right? C is the correct answer. Yes. Now, yes, this art park. This art park is basically a non-profit initiative, non-profit organization set up by IISc, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. For what purpose? In 2020 it was set up. It is India's first AI and robotics technology hub. Yes, it is to promote the startups in AI and robotics technology. It aims to develop world-class critical technologies for robotics and autonomous systems and reduce import footprint. This is also correct, we can say. So here both statements are correct. Both statements are correct, right? So C is the correct answer about this. India's first robotic park. Yes. Smart PDS, this particular scheme of Government of India. The Smart PDS, PDS we know public distribution system, but the Smart PDS is related to, we can say, modernization and reforms through use of technology. The scheme for modernization and reforms through technology, PDS. This scheme, Kerala became the newest state to join this particular scheme. It is to prevent food grains leakage, increase the efficiency of distribution chain. How? The aims to bring the food distribution network of all states in a single platform with the use of technology. It will integrate the related operations of all the agencies including FCI and Central Warehousing Corporation. So use of technology is there. All three statements are correct regarding this. So C is the correct answer. Okay. Right. Blue Seed Initiative. This Blue Seed Initiative was recently launched by TVS Fund. Okay, private fund है इंडिया का जो उन्होंने ये Blue Seed, as the name suggests, blue, it is related to water. It will provide pre-seed and seed funding to jumpstart growth and help startups in the water sector, water conservation, efficient water use and all these things. So this is not international initiative of UNDP, and so we can say that only second statement is correct here. Only second statement is correct. Okay. Let your answers be wrong. Don't worry about that. यहाँ पे गलती जो हो रहा है, let the mistakes happen here, not in the final examination. West Nile fever disease was recently news. So yes, that is true. It is a mosquito-borne single-stranded RNA virus. Now it is, let's say, spread through mosquito bite. So human to human contact से नहीं होता है. It is not transmitted through human to human contact. And at present there is no known vaccine yet for humans. So it was in news because in Kerala recently around 10 let's say cases of West Nile virus infection were found. So that's why it is in news. So 1 and 3 are correct, second is incorrect. Answer would be B here. Very good. 13 का B answer है. Very good. Now moving on. Yes, coral reefs. Regarding coral reefs, we have to identify the correct statement. Recently, ICAR Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute had found that coral reefs in the Lakshadweep Sea has undergone severe bleaching due to prolonged marine heat waves since October 2023. Yes, it was in news. This is correct. Now, we know coral reefs are basically the symbiotic relations between the coral polyps and zooxanthellae. The coral reefs are basically colonies of these symbiotic relations and they support millions of other species, and that's why they are also called as rainforests of the oceans. It has very high level of biodiversity. Yes, the corals maintain symbiotic relations with tiny photosynthetic algae called as zooxanthellae. Now, the coral reef, which is circular and elliptical in shape and encloses a lagoon, is called fringing reef. No, fringing reef is not coming above the sea level at all. So how it can enclose the lagoon? So for that we need either barrier reef or atoll. So circular or elliptical shape, directly it can be achieved through atoll. कैसे होता है atoll? ऐसे होता है ना, लक्षद्वीप आइलैंड जिसको हम atolls बोलते हैं. चारों तरफ से लैंड होता है और बीच में जो है वाटर होता है या लगून लेक जो है एनक्लोज किया रहता है वाटर. सो दैट इज atolls. There are 3 types of coral reefs: fringing reef, barrier reef and atolls. Right? So how many statements are correct here? 2 statements are correct again. So what should be the answer? B is the answer. 14 का B है, that is good. Yes, correct answer. Now moving on. MRI, yes, magnetic resonance imaging. So there was very good article in the Hindu explaining how it works, MRI. So such kind of technology based questions can be asked. MRI scanners create images of the body using large magnet and radio waves. Yes, the technology, how it works. Ionized radiations are produced during an MRI exam or test similar to X-ray test. Now, in X-ray test, the ionized radiations are formed, but in MRI, no such ionized radiations are formed. So this is incorrect. Ionized radiations means basically when these rays pass through a medium, they will ionize the gas. Okay? So yes, image produced by MRI scan can show organs, bones, muscles and blood vessels. This is correct. So again, 2 statements are correct. B is the correct answer here. Okay. Now, Ghana country was recently in news. That's why how many of the above countries border Ghana? African countries का तैयार करके रखिए, बहुत बार न्यूज़ में होता है. They are always in news due to some reasons. Now, Ghana is the West African nation. Okay, West African nation, and if you see the map of Ghana, on the western side there is Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. On the eastern side there is Benin, and there is Togo, and from the northern side you can see there is Burkina Faso. There is Burkina Faso. These 2 are not having border with Ghana. So gold deposits of Ghana are very famous. Gold reserves में हम पढ़ते हैं geography में. So 3 statements or 3 countries border with Ghana. So B is the correct answer here. Okay, B is the correct answer. Yes, you can see here Ghana, Togo on this side, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso. Okay. Now, tax buoyancy, the term was in news. What is tax buoyancy? Such term based questions they ask in the prelims examination. Tax buoyancy means the increase in the amount of tax collected or generated due to increase in the GDP growth rate. Okay, it is the tax revenue increase at a higher rate than the GDP. This is correct, we can say. Whenever the tax revenue increase rate is the higher as compared to GDP growth rate, then we can say there is higher tax buoyancy. Okay. So, if there is increase in GDP growth of the country, and if the simultaneous there is no increase in tax revenue, then there is problem. This is low tax buoyancy. Okay. So, we can say C is the correct answer here, right. Now, Czech Republic, it was in news. Why? Because yes, one of the Indian citizen was arrested there because of, let's say, killing of or plan to kill the extremist in Canada. So, that is why it was in news, right. Now, location of Czech Republic, yes, it is a Central or East European country. Czech Republic, the capital is Prague. Yes. How many countries mentioned here, they border with this? Yes, there is Austria, there is Slovakia, there is Germany also. France and Belgium nahi hoga, they are westernmost, no? They are the westernmost. So, try to see the map, you can find the other countries having border with Czech Republic. So, here mentioned only 3 are having border with Czech Republic. Okay? So, why it was in news? This is the reason. Yes. Now, this organization for the prohibition of chemical weapons, it was in news. Why? Because there were allegations that Russia was using chemical weapons against Ukraine and all these things. So, इसके लिए ये organization अभी news में था. Yes, it is the implementing body of Chemical Weapons Convention. This Chemical Weapons Convention was entered into force in 1997. At present, around 193 member countries have signed this particular Chemical Weapons Convention. India has signed and ratified this in 1993 itself. Okay, so India is a member. Now, it provides assistance and protection against the threat of chemical weapons. This is correct, we can say all 3 statements are correct. All 3 statements are correct. Okay? All right. And its headquarters is there in Hague, Netherlands. Its headquarter is in Hague, Netherlands. और कौन से है यहाँ पर हेग नेदरलैंड में पीस पैलेस है ना, वहाँ पर क्या क्या है हमारा इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस इज ऑल्सो देयर, देन ICC इज ऑल्सो देयर लोकेटेड इन हेग, इंटरनेशनल क्रिमिनल कोर्ट. ओके, देन यस, दिस पर्टिकुलर लेक Maray Saibo lake was in news recently because of severe level of pollution in this lake, and making it, we can say, the water is not useful for human consumption. So, because of pollution, it is located in Venezuela. कहाँ पर located है ये? B is the correct answer. Mapping section, B is the correct answer. Venezuela. Okay, so you can see here, threatens the life in one of the world's oldest lake. Fine. So, if you have any question, you can ask me. Yes, Aparna, good to see your participation. Try to follow these sessions on daily basis, and the detailed explanation of these questions is attached to description of this video. ठीक है, तो वहाँ से आप download करिए. You can download and read the detailed explanations also. Also, these MCQs are being compiled on the monthly basis as 200 MCQ magazine, that is called as DTRS magazine, and it is available at Lukmaan IAS website on subscription basis. So, that can be useful resource for all. So, this magazine is being compiled from the December month of last year. So, it is available on Lukmaan IAS website, and you can download that after subscribing. Okay, fine, let us stop then.